Hey guys, how's it going in the bee world? Steve-O back at you. Here's my latest and greatest brainstorms. Here it is. I'm burning out. I'm kind of liking this lumber here. It's a fascia on this building right here. I had extra. I don't know. I've got enough for 14 boxes. But anyway, what I'm burning out these days is mediums. I'm changing the whole operation, like I told you before, to mediums. What's going to happen here, we're going to have two mediums stacked. We're going to end up with two mediums stacked, so that'll be six. These are 8-frame boxes, so we'll have 16 frames of brood in there. And actually that comes up deeper, as you can see, than your regular deep box, stacking two, so you're gonna have a bigger brood chamber. And then that is the honey super. So what I'll do is put on I'll have two mediums as a brood chamber. There'll be an excluder when we go into honey production, and we're going to put on medium boxes. Now for raising queens, here is a 5-frame. Here's a 5-frame box, the same height as your mediums, because there are medium frames going on these things. All right, I'm going to be burning out a bunch of these, and a big pile of these things, truckload of them. Got my little operation going on in here. I've got tall earth wood preservative here. I've been using this for years. I don't know. I really have not run this stuff. You need to test run stuff like this for about 5 or 6 years to really know if it's going to hold up the elements, you know. But I've ordered anybody in the bee world, commercial guys, they all run copper tox, copper naphthalate preservative. There's several different scenarios, but everybody is running copper tox. I called it copper tox back in the day, and it seemed to me back in the 70s, it was pretty high dollar back in the day. I think it was $49 or $50 in the 70s, and was pretty good chunk of change back in the day. And we were dumping 5 into 55 gallons of mineral spirits. Now, I'm hearing some guys using gasoline. Well, gasoline's got a pretty quick flash point on it, and you know, I don't know if you want a 55-gallon drum of gasoline flash pointing on you, but I don't. Anyway, mineral spirits is probably about as bad. I don't think it's got a near quick flash point as gasoline, but anyway, that's what we were doing. We was dumping 5 gallons, as I recall. Correct me if I'm wrong, some of you commercial guys, correct me if I'm wrong. We were dumping 5 gallons of copper tox concentrate into 55 gallons of mineral spirits, putting a big old stick in there, spin it around. It dissolved into the mineral spirits pretty fast, and that's what we were dipping. The boxes come out green. I know there's a lot of controversy out there. Some saying, you know, oh, you can't use I know and we did it back in the day. Everybody in the bee world was using copper tox, and they still are today. Man Lake sells it. I don't know. All I know is it works, and boxes last a long time, and all your commercial guys are using copper tox. It's copper naphthate's what it is. Now, a lot of my base units now, I picked up these here, these stainless disc here. These stainless disc I wanted to use it on this, but I already screwed in, I don't know how many boxes I've got. Well, I've got 3, 4, I got 4 boxes, 8-frame mediums. But as you can see here, what I did, I just glanced at it as I'm assembling. I said, oh, that's going to work out fine. Well, no, it's not, because see here, you're hanging below. So I'm not going to pull these off. They're shot in with crown staples here. I just eyeball these on, but I eyeballed them low. No good. So, but I'm not tearing these off. My next batch, these just won't have a hole in them. But I want the 1.5-inch hole. This one is 1.75 inches, which will work fine. If I can move these handles, it doesn't lack much. If I went up another 1/2 inch on this, these would have worked. So I'm going to bore an 1.5-inch hole on my base units. Any high super I see with this disc on it will be a base unit. And you only need really one, but I may put one of these on every base. They'll become a base unit. But my little 5-framers out there, mediums, will have the plastic. They will have the plastic disc on like this. They will have these on them. But for the deep brood chambers, they're going to have a large hole. This is going to work so slick, because when you go to move bees, and I'm going to be moving bees a lot, from the waterfront back to the house and so on, I may move them into saw palmetto and gallberry. So you can just come up when you're ready to make your move, slide this down, load them on the truck. You may need to leave one high for catch. If you're going to move them all out, leave one high for catch. All those field bees coming back, and they see you've loaded on the truck all of their all their homes, they will go into your catch hive. Those catch hives will be so overloaded. I used to leave one pallet back in the day when I had to move from the north to the south, and I'd leave one pallet there, and all those and I'd load out in the middle of the day. I'm not loading out at night where I'm going to get my ass ate alive. No. Those bees do not like night moves, so you load out during the day. You leave all the bees on the truck. Well, back in the day, I left the entrances open. Leave all the bees on the truck, and when the sun goes down, I netted it and drove off. But I had it already netted before. But all those bees coming back in, their hives are gone. They will come in those catch boxes. And then you can come back in a week later or whatever and pick up those boxes, and they will be slap ass full of bees. It's unbelievable. The whole front ends of them are just loaded with bees, because you drove off with all the field force still out in the field. So anyway, but I just want to quickly show you. Also, this I want to show you. Your standard inside box. This is a factory box. This is a man-laid box right here, okay? With the handles cut in. We're putting handles on the outside. This is a homemade deal, right? DIY. So what you've got here, as you can see, that's 12.5. Well, I made these 12.5. I should have been looking over my numbers a little closer. I just made them 12.5. See, that's what that is. But as you can see, 12 inches right there is God's plenty to get a frame over and out. So I just wanted to quickly show you this. I've got copper tox coming next week, but it's very expensive. I'm getting a gallon at a time. This is that tall earth, and I'm dipping these boxes in that. I've got all those outside dipped already. I store it in a 5-gallon under the bench here. When I get all my stuff done, I'll dip it out, but this one's got to go in. This is a factory box. You can just you know, cut off a pickle barrel and get this done. I may keep using Tall Earth, but I have not test drove that stuff long enough to really know if I'm getting a good. Some of this stuff I see out back is deteriorating, but I got a hunch that some of that wood was compromised before I even assembled it and treated it with Tall Earth. They also call it eco-friendly. Eco-friendly. I just don't know how well it holds up. So anyway, I know Copper Tox works. It's expensive. I don't know. I was looking at Man Lake, and I think they charge you extra because they got to ship that stuff. I'm not even so sure they can even ship it, come to think of it, because it's a flammable product. But it's the concentrate. I think it was $200 and some for the concentrate, and then you got to mix it with. I know some beekeepers are mixing it with gasoline. That concentrate, mixing with gasoline or diesel fuel. I don't know about that diesel fuel. I mean, I used to do all my pallets. A lot of the guys are using an asphalt product, and I did too back in the day. But I cut that asphalt product with diesel fuel, and I had a 4-foot square tank, 1 foot high, and I jacked it up on concrete blocks, and I built a small wood fire underneath that, and I had a 4x4 sheet of plywood on a tilt. If it went off and flashed that big thing, I could drop that plywood on and suffocate it. I never did. I got it so hot in there that you couldn't put your fingers in that liquid. And that's how I tested it. I just put a finger in there to see how hot that product was. And when I got it so hot I couldn't put a finger in it, I just keep my fire tuned down. You could see it was starting to roll a little. It wasn't on a boil, but it was a roll. But you put that product, diesel fuel, on a roll, and it's steaming off. You've got probably a chance of a bomb going off, and a fireball from hell. I kept it very low and really kept my eye on it so it wouldn't get away from me. And I would dip those pallets. This was for pallets only. I didn't put B-box on it, just pallets, 4-way clip pallets. And a lot of guys are using this product, asphalt base. It's a roofing tar, and you mix it with diesel fuel, and just like I did before in the past in the 70s, 80s. And then I had a little boom crane, and I cemented in the ground with hooks. I could hook that pallet, and I could lower it in. Okay, guys, I just thought I'd give you an update on what's happening here with my little operation. It's not going to get big at all. It's just, if I get up to 40 colonies, that's definitely going to be a cutoff point for me, because this is a very low-key sideline for me. We're not getting nuts with this. And if I could, it'd be great if I could make 1 barrel of honey per year. That would be great. But until I get to that point, they're all going to be put up. I'm not dealing with 55-gallon drums anyway. It's all going to be dealt with in 5-gallon food-grade pails. That's how I'm going to run this monkey circus. So I just thought I'd touch base with you guys, let you know what I'm up to, what I'm building. I may go with this. I've got that much more of the side lumber, facial lumber, to go on the sides right over there. I don't know. There's enough probably for 8 more boxes. I may go with 1/2-inch PT, or I may come back and just buy. I'm gonna see what my cost is on this facial stuff, because I like this stuff. It's made for out in the weather. It's an exterior grade. It's got kind of a cool line down through there. So I may just continue on with that product. We'll see how these work out. I'm only putting 3 screws on the sides of this 7-inch high box. The factory mediums are not, they're 6" and something. They're not 7". So with me stacking 2 on top, if they build cells, swarm cells in the bottom here, the relief on the bottom is only about like that. I mean, the cells might be touching the screen almost. That may be an issue down the road, but I don't think so. If they build cells in this top section on top, if I put 2 of these together, there'll be plenty of relief under there. I'll have almost an inch of relief between the 2 boxes. And the bridge comb, the ladder comb, whatever you want to call it, if there's some there, it won't be hardly anything to worry about. So that's it for now. I got to get back to work here and finish this project up. I got tons and tons of these boxes to build. I've got a lot of frames out there, deep frames I could cut for this operation. But what I think I'm going to do is leave all those there, and I'm going to keep some deeps. My 8-frame deeps out here, I'm going to keep some of those in stock. I've got quite a few. Keep them in stock for later down the road when I want them to draw out full frames of resources to sell nukes. So you want to sell nukes in deep frames. That's what the whole industry does, is sell in deep frames. I don't know of anyone selling mediums and deeps. I mean, and selling nukes with mediums. I don't know of anyone doing that, but who knows? You could start a market with it. We'll just see down the road what's up. But that's the plan for right now. We're gonna use 2 mediums as a brood chamber, and then we'll have 2 or 3 extra boxes, mediums, to go on top for honey production. So we're gonna put 2 of them together. That'll be a brood chamber and an excluder, and then honey boxes on top of that. That's the way we'll roll. So be happy, be strong. We're gonna keep getting it on and get to the gym. Get a little workout in. It's gonna help your whole body, trust me, especially if you got a bad back. Use their crunch machines. That bad back will go away, and you need a good back. Trust me, guys, you need a good back for beekeeping. So if your back is compromised because you got too much beer belly on the front, get off the carbs, stop the candy, stop the cake and ice cream like Joe and Hunter and all the rest of them fruit cakes on the far left. Stop all that stupid and go high protein on your diet. You're going to love it. Once your body gets fat adapted, those cravings go away. Yes, your brain starts working too, trust me. And you're not pissed off all the time, because that high sugar diet will keep you jacked and keep you pissed off all the time. And you're going to want to beat your Miss Daisy up. And then if you do that, then yeah, you're going to jail. Okay. So stay on the carnivore diet and get in the shop here and get the bee work done. And let me tell you, I'm coming along, guys. I'm getting better each day. Strength is coming back. The fatigue is slowly going away. Still have some. And I'm driving now, but I really got to have my head on a swivel, guys. And it's coming back. I was really nervous first week or so I'm driving, because hadn't been driving for a long time, and with this stroke scenario, you can be missing stuff, okay? But that's all improving with letter search. I'm creating new pathways for this gray matter up here, okay? And it works out so good. Here lately, Miss Daisy's been giving me stars. She's been putting a star on my paperwork when I come in correctly. In the last week or so, every paper I handed her, my little teacher, Miss Daisy, gave me a star. I asked her if she's going to get those little gold stars and lick and put on the top like they did in kindergarten. She said, no, we're not going there. I'll just scratch a star at the top for your dumbass. Okay, I appreciate that, Miss Daisy. I appreciate you guys too. I'm going to see you real soon. We're going to get this bee work done. We got a lot to do, a lot of bees to make, honey to make, and money to make. See you soon. Bye-bye.